Hi guys, welcome to my niece TV Zealots. Today we're here to talk about Marvel's Inhumans, episode 7, Havoc in the Hidden Lands. My name is Denise and my partner in crime is Miri. Miri, say hi.
Hi, so glad you guys are here with us. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. We are about to wrap up Inhumans. This episode was quite interesting. How did you feel about it, Denise?
Well, I was really excited about the end.
Well, yes. I honestly feel like that was the most important part of the show. Like,
not only that, I really enjoyed the action. I'm an action girl, so like I the fighting and all of that. I really like we knew he was alive, but I really liked seeing him again.
Triton.
Man, that fight scene was amazing. So let's go ahead and go through the episode. And then we can come back to all of that. But I enjoyed the episode.
Yeah, the fighting was probably the best part. But anyway, at the top of the episode, you've got the royal family back together again, and they defeat the bad guys, basically the army of fighters that Maximus had sent down to Earth to kill the royal family. And so they go back to the moon and they say, okay, we're going to do a truce, a treaty. We're going to give you what you want, Maximus. Here's your scientist, but you have to let us come back and rule. And Maximus was like, okay. And then he takes it back. And I was like, say what?
He was straight savage. But I mean, yeah. I expected that. I was like, okay, he's not about to go. You giving him what he wants. He wants the scientist. He wants to go through a second Terrigenesis.
Exactly.
And these are the things that you're handing him on a silver platter. So it's like, of course he's gonna say, yeah. But once he gets what he wants, he just changes his mind.
Exactly. And Karnak said the exact same thing. He said, what we really need to do is focus on getting rid of Maximus. If it's prison or whatever, he's like, we can't let him continue free. And Karnak, the whole time, he's just focused on trying to bring Gorgon back to life. So eventually he wants to get Gorgon back into the Terrigenesis himself. And so I really like the fact that the Inhumans are starting to realize that maybe their powers aren't permanent, or maybe their powers won't be as strong. That's been a whole theme with Karnak, especially all season after he hit his head, and his powers weren't as strong as he thought they were. Anyway, but then you find out he uses Black Bolt uses the dog to call to Triton, who's in the water. He's just been sitting there this whole season.
Right.
I was disappointed by that. Me and Medusa, we were both mad at Black Bolt. And she was like, oh, so he's just been sitting in the water for 7 episodes. You ain't gonna tell nobody.
Right.
So I was, whatever. But I'm glad he's back because he is awesome.
Oh my God. I'm like, right? What y'all been hiding from us all season? Like, I needed this in my life. I needed this green man running around here, cutting up everybody, and right. Folks dropping them left and right. This is what I needed.
He was green Jackie Chan. Like, he was
right.
I was living. He was just whoop, 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 whoop. I was like, boy, you better do it. They should have started with that.
Right. I'd have been hooked from episode 1.
Right. Anyway. So after I got over my initial disappointment that we were only going to get 1 episode of Triton, you find out that when Maximus thought that they had left and went back to Earth, they were actually in hiding still on the moon. So they had another plan. They're going to trap Maximus, undo the coup. They had loyal people still there that were kind of disrupting things, like, oh, they're messing up the pipeline. Okay, we got to move some of the soldiers over here. So they had a plan, and it was a good plan until Maximus let Black Bolt know, if you kill me, the protective dome that, protects them from space will shatter. So he's connected to the security system, so they can't kill Maximus or wound him or anything. But the fight scene between Triton and Maximus, gold.
Yes.
I loved it. And oh man, they just beat him up so bad. He deserved it.
He deserves it. And not only that, they need to lock him away somewhere where he can't get out. He can't talk to anybody. He needs to be in absolute seclusion, because if he gets anywhere, he's very convincing. So I'm sure he'll gather another team to stage another coup.
Unfortunately,
he does.
I really hated the fact that they kept letting him stay free to influence other people. I thought that was a bad move, but they have to keep the plot going because there's only one more episode. I felt like not enough happened in this episode for it to be next to the last. I feel like it moved a little bit too slow. Like, only 5 things happened in this episode. Like, what we're describing is already halfway through the episode. Like, I don't know. I felt like they could have added a little bit more movement or more plot. Anyway, so then you see.
Well, they're more than likely going to end on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, that's true. Because they probably thought they would get another season out of this. They might. But then, the next favorite part of mine is when Karnak is trying to get through the guards to the Terrigenesis.
Ooh.
Oh, it was so good. So he plays it out in his mind. And I love the slow-mo and the camera work going around upside down. Oh, that was
I love that too. But first of all, he convinced Oren to help him, which, it kind of, when Oren talked to Maximus, and told, he revealed his true plan, that he wanted to go through Terrigenesis a second time with the inhuman DNA that Declan had made.
Yeah.
She was very disappointed because for her, she wanted to stand behind him only because he was a human who overcame so much. Exactly. And now to be the head of Adeline was something, great, something you can get behind. And she's like, okay, so you did all of this just so you become one of us like everyone else? Like,
exactly.
That's not something I could get behind. So she was already cracking after finding out his actual plan.
Exactly.
But then Karnak came in and was like, look, you want to get behind the right person. You realize it. And he because his power is he can see any flaw or any weakness. And so he's like, you already cracking,
Mm-hmm.
And
I really liked her character development. Her arc has actually been really good.
Yes, it has. Yeah. Like, she started, from all the way in left field, and now she's around to realize, no, like, all of this was the ramblings of a spoiled brat
exactly.
who threw in a temper tantrum because he didn't get special powers.
Yeah, and the whole time, like, his whole life has been this plan for him to get back. And I'm just like, wow. He wasted his life because he's already smart. He could have figured out a way to be happy. And I think that's what Crystal is realizing in her young age, where she doesn't want to be royalty. She just wants to have friends. She wants to be normal. So I think they're showing those 2 arcs, how, like, even though she has power, she doesn't want them. Maximus came out of Terrigenesis with nothing, but he wants powers. So I think that was a really interesting. And I haven't really liked Crystal. I feel like she's been kind of like blah. But I think this episode she really got a chance to be
develop, because she has been like the kid sister who, never had it hard. And
exactly.
I don't know. When she was talking about missing Dave, or is that his name? Dave?
I cannot tell you.
I think it is. But anyway, anywho, I was just like, really?
Yeah.
We're about to embark on a whole mission.
Yeah.
And what you're sad about is missing Dave, and the fact that you can't have a normal life on Earth.
Yeah.
Stop it. Like, worry about that when you have nothing else to do.
And there's a million Daves, honey. You could get your Dave anywhere you want. Okay.
Well, I don't know.
Anyway, back to Karnak and Oren. Go on. Sorry. So they get Gorgon in the phone booth. And I'm not going to call it Terrigenesis because it's a phone booth.
That's what it is.
Man, that was so cheap. It's a phone booth. Anyway, so they get him in there. And so he takes some of Oren's DNA and says, since you can heal yourself, this should work on Gorgon. And it doesn't work. And he's still like dead, like, kind of dead. And then they hear a noise, and it's Declan and Maximus coming in, trying to start his Terrigenesis. Oh, snap. That was intense. And that's when they realize that there is a problem. They're on the moon. The royal family's here. They're starting an insurrection. And that's when all the fights and stuff happen. And then this is what upsets me. Gorgon comes back to life. And I think it kind of looks like he's angry or he doesn't know where he is. I am praying that Gorgon is not like a zombie or just like an anger monster that just wants to tear everything up, like he doesn't know where he is or he doesn't know who's a friend or enemy. And he's just this big, strong thing that's going to knock everything over. That's what I'm afraid of. Well, I really hope that he comes to his senses.
Yeah, it kind of seems that way. And I would think there would be some type of adjustment period where he's trying to figure out what happened and how things went. So I don't know. I don't know.
So in the next episode, it's the last episode of like, man, they gotta fix all of this. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Watching in the next time on Inhumans, it kind of looks like Karnak is trying to talk Gorgon into his senses. So I really hope that it works. And the dome, anyway, that's protecting them from space is starting to deteriorate. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And I believe in the comics, don't they end up coming to Earth anyway? So maybe this is, part of the comic stream. I've never read it. So I wonder how they're going to end this thing. And like you said, I think it's going to be in a cliffhanger. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm sticking with that. I think it's going to end on a cliffhanger, hoping that they get a second season. I mean, I liked it enough to keep watching for a second season.
I thought it was
I'm saying I enjoyed it enough.
Yeah.
Enough to have, to keep watching for a second season. If it's not one, then I'm like, okay. But I mean, I would keep watching for a second season.
Okay. We'll see how it goes. Well, we'll see you guys next week. Y'all, it's going to be crazy.
Okay, guys, until next week, have a great day. Bye.